As always, thank you for your unwavering support, and for being by our side as we unravel the most intimate and fascinating stories of the royal family. Today, we bring you a story that goes far beyond the glimmering world of royalty, a tale that reaches deep into the very heart of the human experience. Princess Catherine, the Princess of Wales, finds herself at a crossroads in her life, grappling with one of the most profound struggles she has ever faced. Her tearful confession is nothing short of heartbreaking, as she speaks candidly about the weight of the royal life that has been placed upon her shoulders. This is not just a moment of vulnerability, but a raw and poignant reminder that beneath the polished exterior of royalty, there are very real human emotions, pressures, and sacrifices. In an emotional plea to King Charles, Catherine asks him to slow down, but this is no ordinary request. It is a desperate cry for relief. It is a call for compassion in a world that often demands perfection and unyielding dedication. This moment, a deeply personal revelation, speaks to the invisible burdens carried by those in the public eye, a reminder that even the most graceful and composed figures are not immune to the crushing pressures of life under constant scrutiny. It resonates with anyone who has ever felt torn between ambition and self-preservation, and it underscores the immense human cost that lies beneath the glittering surface of the royal family. Her decision to step back from royal duties, even if only temporarily, is not one made lightly. This choice is heavy with emotion, revealing the complex and often unseen struggles that Princess Catherine has endured behind the scenes. For years, she has been the epitome of poise, grace, and unwavering dedication to her royal role. As the Princess of Wales, she has embraced her duties with a sense of responsibility that has defined her public image. But behind the facade of perfection lies a woman who, like all of us, is vulnerable to the emotional and physical toll of balancing ambition, family, and self-care. Her plea for time to herself is not merely a reflection of her royal obligations. It is an acknowledgement of her humanity, a poignant reminder that even the most seemingly invincible figures can be brought to their knees by the weight of their responsibilities. Catherine's words, expressing the need for space, stand in stark contrast to the carefully curated image of royal life that we often see, the glamorous, poised, and seemingly flawless version of her existence presented to the public. Her request for relief is not just about physical rest, it is a call for mental peace, a recognition that even those who appear to have it all must sometimes step back and focus on their own well-being. In a world that often overlooks the toll that such a demanding life takes, Catherine's vulnerability shines a light on a theme rarely discussed: what happens when the demands of royalty become too much to bear? Her internal struggle reminds us that the monarchy, while a symbol of power and authority, is also deeply human. This is not just about her royal duties. It is about Catherine's fight to preserve her own sense of self in the face of overwhelming pressure. The royal engagements we see so often, those carefully orchestrated appearances, the polished smiles, the dignified presence, carry far more weight than most of us could ever imagine. Catherine, despite her composed exterior, has not been immune to the emotional toll that comes with this life. What we see on the surface is a woman who represents the royal family with dignity and grace, but what we do not see is the deep emotional sacrifice required to live under constant public scrutiny. As she navigates the immense pressures of her position, Catherine finds herself at a moment of reckoning. How does one continue to serve when the very act of serving threatens to strip away one's own soul? Her decision to take a step back, even if just temporarily, is not a sign of weakness. It is an acknowledgement of the very real costs of being a royal in the modern world. This pause in her royal duties marks a pivotal moment in her personal journey, one that forces us to reconsider the expectations placed upon members of the royal family. Catherine's identity, once so firmly rooted in her role as the Princess of Wales, is now being questioned by the very person who has lived that role so fully. This time of reflection, though painful, offers Catherine the chance to reconnect with herself, something that often gets lost in the relentless pursuit of duty and perfection. In choosing to step away, she shows an immense strength, that may go unnoticed by many, the courage to protect her mental and emotional health, even at the cost of redefining her place within the royal family. Catherine's road to royalty was never smooth. Coming from a middle-class background, she did not have the luxury of being groomed for a life under the public eye. She did not grow up in the glittering world of the aristocracy, and yet, against all odds, she emerged as one of the most beloved figures in the royal family. Her transition from commoner to princess was fraught with challenges, both visible and invisible. The intense media scrutiny, the constant comparisons to other royal figures, and the unrelenting expectations of perfection created a pressure that few can truly comprehend. When Catherine first entered the royal family, there were doubts. Could she really live up to the legacy of the monarchy? Could she handle the pressure of the spotlight? Unlike many of her peers, who seemed to embody the role of royal effortlessly, Catherine's journey was filled with obstacles. She struggled with anxiety, faced difficulties with public speaking, and had to overcome self-doubt. But Catherine did not allow these early challenges to define her. Instead, she confronted them head-on, proving to the world that determination and resilience could transform vulnerability into strength. Over time, she found her voice, and with it, a new sense of purpose that has redefined what it means to be a modern royal. Today, Catherine stands as a symbol of grace, humility, and steadfast commitment to service. Her ability to connect with people on a personal level, her deep compassion, and her dedication to various charitable causes have cemented her place as one of the most admired royals in history. But the road to this point has been anything but easy. Catherine had to carve out her own identity, challenging the traditional expectations of royalty, and creating a new vision of what it means to be a princess in the 21st century. Her authenticity, combined with her royal role, has made her relatable to millions, bridging the gap between the monarchy and the public. But now, as Catherine faces one of the greatest emotional and physical challenges of her life, we must ask ourselves, what does it mean for a royal to step back? Will she return to her duties with the same grace she once held, or will her role evolve into something entirely new? The uncertainty surrounding her future raises important questions about the monarchy's place in a world that increasingly values mental health and well-being. Some experts believe that when Catherine returns, she will bring with her a fresh perspective, one that redefines the role of the royal family in a time of great social change. In the midst of these uncertain times, one thing remains clear: Princess Catherine has made an indelible impact on both the royal family and the public. Her advocacy for mental health, conservation, and support for veterans has solidified her place as one of the most influential members of the royal family. Yet, it is her ability to balance her royal duties with her roles as a wife and mother that has truly captured the public's heart. Catherine has become a symbol of modern royalty, an individual who embodies not only the tradition of the monarchy, but the human qualities that make her so beloved by so many. Catherine's legacy will continue to shape the future of the royal family for generations to come. Her strength, authenticity, and resilience have left a lasting mark on both the monarchy and the public. As we watch her navigate this difficult chapter of her life, we are reminded that even the most powerful and poised individuals have their moments of doubt and vulnerability. And in those moments, Catherine has shown us the true strength of a modern princess. Through every challenge, one thing is certain: Princess Catherine is not just a royal figure, she is a force to be reckoned with. And as we stand by her side during this difficult time, we are reminded that no matter how high one's station, the pressures of life affect us all.